Chapter 61:30. Moreover, even if Antique Store loses money, the money it can lose is nothing more than a drop in the bucket in Warnier's eyes. Keeping the Antique Store will not cost much at all. Manager Chen's performance in the first few months after taking over was not ideal. And he was particularly worried, fearing that Warnier would take him out. However, as time went by, he discovered that Warnier did not seem to care about Antique Store's performance. Although the profits were getting lower and lower, everything here is still the same as before, and no one comes to hold him accountable or interfere with him. Later, Manager Chen realized the truth. Warnier didn't seem to care whether the Antique Store made money or lost money. She might just want to keep Antique Store's brand name. It didn't matter if it didn't make money, and it didn't matter if it lost some money. Manager Chen didn't know that Warnier kept the Antique Store because of her feelings for Charlie. He just thought one-sidedly that Warnier started her career at Antique Store, and she might regard this place as her blessed place. People who do business, especially those who do big business, have some superstitions and metaphysics. And they often have feelings about the place where they made their fortune. Manager Chen, who recognized this, began to sit back and relax in the Antique Store. Although the Antique Store's business is getting worse and worse, his life is extremely comfortable. In Antique Store, he is a poor county magistrate with a sky high and an emperor far away. Although the money is not huge, the advantage is that he has great autonomy and life. Everything is quite comfortable. Now he suddenly heard that Liang Yun was back, which immediately gave him a strong sense of crisis. Manager Chen has worked under him for a period of time. He knows that Peter is very accomplished in the field of antiques. He never looks at things with a blind eye and can see the true value of them at a glance. He can be called a sharp eye in the field of antiques. If Warnier hadn't been offended by the bottle incident, Peter would definitely not have been kicked out of the Antique Store. In fact, if Peter had a better attitude at that time, Warnier would definitely keep him out of love for his talents. It was just that Peter had completed the tasks assigned to him at that time, so he had no intention of staying in Aurus Hill. Therefore, he showed no remorse in front of Warnier and shamelessly threatened her with resignation, which finally prompted her to endure the pain and dismiss him. Therefore, Manager Chen was also very worried, fearing that when Liang Yun came back this time, he was worried about his position as general manager. So, he said to the vendor, "You continue to keep an eye on him for me. If you have anything, tell me immediately. I will definitely not treat you badly in the future." The vendor immediately said, "Okay, Manager Chen, don't worry. If anything happens, I will notify you as soon as possible." After hanging up the phone, Manager Chen immediately summoned several guys from the Antique Store to him. These people are all the confidants he recruited and trained after taking over the Antique Store. During this period, Manager Chen has made little progress in business but has made great achievements in personnel. He has replaced all the people who cannot obey his words. The remaining few people work together with him in Antique Store, opened a lot of rat warehouses, and took away a lot of money from Antique Store's books in various names. Their most common method is to buy high and sell low in the business of collecting antiques. For something that was originally worth $500,000, a few of them would advance the money to get it, then find a vest and take it to the store, where they would then let a few of them take it. They decided to take it back for 700,000 yuan, and the difference in price naturally fell into their pockets. And the price of the things that were originally taken back for 100,000 yuan a few years ago clearly increased to 200,000 yuan. But they deliberately make some damage that could be repaired, and then sell them as defective products for tens of thousands of yuan, claiming to have recovered some of the losses. But the price difference is also pocketed by them. Manager Chen's formal style focuses on spreading the rain and dew equally. All the remaining employees received money, and everyone naturally became a team. At this moment, Manager Chen asked them to close the store first, and then summoned them to the manager's office. As soon as he came up, he said solemnly, "I just received the news that Liang Yun is back." All the employees were surprised. Most of these employees are old employees and naturally know Liang Yun very well. Although the other people have never met him, they have heard of some of his deeds. When they heard that Liang Yun was back, everyone was a little curious as to what he was going to do when he suddenly returned to Aurus Hill. Manager Chen said with a dark face, "Someone told me that Liang Yun plans to build a shop in the antique street. But I think he doesn't just want to open a shop. If one day he and Warnier get on the line again and come back to antique store if he sits in my seat, we might be in big trouble." One of the employees said quickly, "Brother Chen, this guy named Ju was fired because he offended Ms. Song, right? How could Ms. Song let him come back?" Manager Chen said coldly, "You know nothing. In the eyes of business people, there are only eternal interests and no eternal enemies. Liang Yun is a bit clever. Although he has not been working here for a long time, he has been able to collect goods for the store. He bought a lot of good things, and he sold them one after another. And the profit will be at least tens of millions. But so far this year, our book profit is only less than 100,000 yuan, which is almost the scalp stuck in the cost. Although Warnier is not here making trouble for us, but this also means that she doesn't take us seriously at all. Keeping us is just to help her watch the door of the antique store so that this store will not close. Since Warnier doesn't care about us, there may be some feelings, so why would she keep us if there is a better candidate?" Upon hearing this, everyone nodded. Manager Chen added, "You guys, please be very alert from now on and pay close attention to Liang Yun's every move in the antique street. This time, I will make sure that he has no place in the antique street."